That's what you're back to a new Loud House video, and we're back with my reviewing of my favorite Loud House episodes, and this is another one from the early seasons that I enjoy. Lincoln Loud Girl Guru. Which, yeah, I always enjoyed this episode. Even when it first aired, I always enjoyed this episode. And yeah, it starts with Lincoln and Clyde making homemade chocolate pies. Now, that actually sounds really good. Homemade chocolate pies. Man. But, of course, to Lincoln's surprise, all the candy wrappers are in the pantry. And, of course, he's like, I should have known. Empty candy wrappers. And, of course, he tells Clyde that it was his sisters. They're well-known chocoholics. And, yeah, like, for real. I mean, is this true that, I mean, whenever you think of cartoons, they always think of actually getting chocolate for their dates, like for their girlfriends or girls loving chocolate. Like, is that actually true to reality? I don't know exactly. I mean, I never exactly had a girlfriend for to celebrate an anniversary because they would just straight up just go on and just leave me, which I'm just not gonna get into. But yeah, just putting that whole part of my life on pause for a bit. I would say just because they're complicated to try to understand. But yeah, we just see all of them just having all of the chocolate, even Lily. And then Clyde is like, he already rolled out 82, 80, 84 pie crust. Why already roll out the pie crust when you don't even have the chocolate? That's what I want to know. And then Lincoln is like, we'll just replace the chocolate with something equally delicious. And then this kid is like, what kind of pie is this? And it's salt and vinegar. Ugh. That has to be gross. I mean, I don't even like the salt and vinegar chips. I don't really like salt and vinegar in general. So yeah, that would be gross. And then see Lynn Sr. cleaning Vanzilla from this bird poop and gives Lincoln and Clyde an idea of doing a birdhouse, which, yeah, looks pretty pitiful, I would say. And yeah, we hear that, that scream sound effect that you would hear on a lot of different things that squishes a bird. And then they see Luann coming with all this money. And of course, she says that laughter is what she gives away for free. The money that she's got is what for selling balloon animals. And yeah, she makes a dog, which, yeah, Lincoln and Clyde think that they can do balloon animals. And yeah, they're balloon animals, I hate to say, but they kind of look not great. And yeah, Liam is saying that it's for a girl he likes, but Lincoln gives him the advice if it's for a girl, why not give her chocolate? Which again, going back to the whole thing, do girls actually like chocolate or be given chocolate in reality? Like I said, I never had one to long enough to know or to find out exactly. So I can't say for sure. And yeah, later on, Liam comes back and tells Lincoln that the chocolates worked. They like the chocolates and they got a date this Friday. And he's like, I guess with 10 sisters, I know a little something about girls. And then he's like, you're like a girl guru. And then gives Lincoln and Clyde another idea, which hence the episode name. Yep, Lincoln becomes a guru giving advice to other boys about girls. And yeah, we see these different boys coming to Lincoln wanting some advice for girls. And like just thinking back at these different things with his sisters, like Leon giving Lincoln a Dutch oven, and then Clyde is like, are you sure you know what you're doing? And he's like, I don't know. Why don't you ask Liam? And yeah, we see that the chocolates really do work. So yeah. And he's like, that's why you're in the robe and I'm wearing the fanny pack. And then again with Lola, which Lola is something else. Like it looks like she's asleep, but then she demands more bedtime stories. And then when talking about, or just again going on with different siblings, pretty much. And then even the coach. Even Coach Bukowski also comes to Lincoln for some advice. Of course, wanting to to get some flowers for Mrs. Johnson. And then he's like, seeing Jim. And then, yeah, they're thinking that they are going to get a really good grade. A minus, at least. And Clyde saying that he had to triple on his fanny pack just because of the amount of money that they were making. And yeah, girl Jordan opens her locker, and of course gas comes out of it and chases the boy. And then this girl has a frog on her head, and these girls start chasing this kid. And then this boy and Lincoln and Clyde's class get asks this girl out and makes her wear this, and there's a hearse, and he's like, how strong are you? They might need an extra pallbearer because they're going to a funeral. And yeah, of course he moves to another seat, disgusted. And yeah, of course Mrs. Johnson gets squirted in the face by these flowers, and of course he's like, hope you boys like puss-ups. And I don't know why this is funny, but I just find this funny. But Lincoln says, Mrs. Johnson, can I please have the boys' bathroom pass? And then Clyde is like, I'll take the girls. Like, what? Like, I just find that funny. Back then, and to this day, I still find that funny that he would just say, and I'll take the girls. And yeah, we see that Zach is not doing so well either. And yeah, they're in the bathroom, and Lincoln is like, just brave into your paper bag. And the first bag was his lunch. And then while he's braving in his paper bag, we say that Rusty's not even doing so well. And yeah, Lincoln gets the bag and starts breathing heavily in it. And they say them so injured. And this little girl throws this water bottle in the trash, and then Clyde is like, excuse me, that bottle goes into recycling. Which, yeah, manages to get them caught. And yeah, they throw them their money back, but of course they ignore it. And then Clyde is like, free hugs. But yeah, they're all chasing, and he's like, on second thought, there might not be enough of me to go around. Yeah, I would think so. And then when they get back to the house, Lori is like, what did you two do now? And then Clyde, of course, seeing Lori, he starts breathing heavy in his paper bag and faints. Again, this is still when Clyde had, nosebleeds and boots like a robot and passes out as around Lori. And yeah, Lincoln saying that he kind of gave boys advice about girls. And yeah, of course they're all laughing, all his sisters, and they're like, "What do you know about girls?" I don't know anything about them. I mean, I remember on SpongeBob, that slumber party episode, Mr. Krabs telling SpongeBob, SpongeBob, do you know anything about girls? How do I know it? No. Yeah, I feel like they are the most complicated thing to figure out, I would say, especially for them to try to stay with you, right? If you have one, like, trust me, I've had like two of them, ones in the past, and didn't go so well because yeah, not sure how to even don't understand them, but yeah, they're like they're not all the same. And yeah, Len Senior has some pie, and he's like, "This must be Dad's lucky day," and he eats it, and of course it's the salt and vinegar pie. Gross. Why do you still have that? That's what I want to know. And of course he makes a pun, and he's like, "Sorry, Lincoln, we're just gonna have to toss out the whole batch," and gives Lincoln an idea, which yeah is getting revenge on the girl guru. Well, yeah, they're all throwing pies at Lincoln, and yeah, Mrs. Johnson thinks it's a wonderful idea. But yeah, a pretty good episode that I enjoy, especially to this day. Back when it first aired, to even to this day, for this review, I still enjoy it, especially when it comes to the early Loud House, the good seasons, I would just say. But yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Catch the next one.